In terms of another area, there's London Borough that we're working with. We haven't got permission to use the name externally yet, but major project here which we're working on where they've done a few really innovative things. They've actually taken 22 separate locations and actually centralised them in this case. And they've actually reduced the number of desk spaces by 50% by having a flexible working policy, as opposed to people working out there around the borough, coming together centrally. They've also employed telepresence in their citizen service centres, where if you go into a remote location and you want to speak to an expert, you can look on a telepresence system that we have here on the right and actually speak to an expert who might, on the particular subject you have, who's located in the central location. And there's some quite dramatic cost savings that they've seen here. One of the things that we've done here is, you'll see on the left there that they're actually using a Microsoft desktop. So they're using Microsoft Office Communicator and using Cisco infrastructure sitting behind that, and Cisco telephony and telepresence. But some of the savings here are quite dramatic. You probably can't read them at the back there, but £300,000 in real estate by centralising their locations, £700,000 in telephony. But the productivity is the big thing, and we're still working through these figures. They're preliminary, but they're expecting almost £6 million in employee productivity around things like click-to-call, unified messaging, presence information, instant messaging, etc. So, some tremendous savings we're seeing in some of these deployments. The third one I just wanted to touch on was a company called Wengler in Germany, and they're a manufacturer of photoelectric sensors, so about 600 employees. And one of the things that they've done that's quite interesting is, firstly, they've reduced a lot of travel in terms of using video and web conferencing for their training, so $70,000 a year. But one of the really, really powerful things they've done is they've actually using presence status for their sales teams and mobile communications for their sales teams, and they've linked that in with their call centre. So when calls come into their call centre and they want to speak to a salesman or a technical representative, they can contact them instantly through instant messaging, either if they're in the office or out in the field. So they've got a great link there, front office to back office, in terms of responding to customers. So we're starting to see some really good productivity and actual business benefits over and above the IT savings around some of these solutions. Now, as I was already saying, technology is one thing, but certainly through my experience, we meet many customers each week coming to see us at Cisco. I mean, certainly what I hear from them, many of them, is all this technology sounds great, but how do I actually get my users to absorb the technology and start to use it? Maybe some of the users aren't ready for accepting some of these new tools. So simplicity is one of the really big things. But as I was saying in the Wales, North Wales Police example, changing the culture and the processes are equally important. And a good example of that is our own use of telepresence within Cisco. We've actually deployed over 600 of these units now around the world. We have seen some telepresence deployments not being so successful, where they've just put the telepresence units by the MD's office or by the executive's office on the 27th floor. But the process we took here was we rolled it out right across the organisation, made these rooms bookable over Outlook for everybody. I mean, there is a system where if you've got an important customer meeting, you can bounce somebody from a room. But we've made it open and available to everybody. And the utilisation has been incredible, 47% utilisation of these units based on a 10-hour working day. And we've calculated in a fairly conservative way 346 million in travel savings. So you have to change the process to get these technologies to be adopted, is one of the key messages. Now, what I wanted to do was run a brief video, actually. This is a video case study on our own use of some of these technologies, which gives you an idea of some of the benefits that can be achieved. And then I'll talk a little bit more about some of the new technologies that we're bringing to market.
I need to communicate with many thousands of people across 22 countries. It would be impossible to do this in person, so I hold what we call virtual European all-hands once a quarter. By using unified communications, I am personally able to engage more closely with my team, hopefully providing them with more information that will help them drive the successful execution of Cisco's strategy here in the European market. Using such technologies not only saves the company time and money, but makes the meetings accessible to so many more people enabling my message to reach a wider audience.
The implementation of unified communications has had a very positive impact on my team's ability to keep in touch and to collaborate. Using the Cisco Unified Personal Communicator and Mobile Communicator applications, I can see the present status and preferred method of contact of my team irrespective of where they are located. And I can also share documents using Meeting Place instantly with individuals or groups of people.
WebEx Connect and VT Advantage can be used in many ways. For WebEx Connect, it's setting up a meeting which can include customers, partners or internal, and VT Advantage is the video element that can be included, which is very powerful when you want to see a face-to-face customer meeting.
We decided to update a global audience of analysts using WebEx. The feedback that we got from that was that as many positive comments about the actual content of what they heard as well as the technology itself. We were really pleased with the results because we managed to be able to extend our messages in one fell swoop to a very large audience that we typically in the past would not have been able to reach.
Each quarter, we run our two-day marketing interlock meeting between the Central European marketing team and the 22 countries of Europe. At the last meeting, we used a combination of WebEx, Meeting Place and video to conduct a virtual meeting for the first time. The appreciation of the 146 attendees was clear in the results, with an overall score of 4.7 out of 5. In addition, we avoided 57 flights and hotel stays, which saved over $36,000, which contributed to Cisco's sustainability goals.
The biggest impact this technology has had on me personally is the ability to be able to collaborate with my customers, and the feedback that I have from my customers and my partners is that they feel that they are able to contact me anytime and anywhere, and therefore resulting in fantastic relationships.
I use telepresence approximately 3 hours a day for many other smaller meetings. This not only helps reduce my carbon footprint, but it also saves me significant travelling time. The network provides the ideal platform for me to conduct my business across Europe, helping us to provide a superior customer experience and helping the company become a productive, borderless organisation.
So what's interesting there is that, I mean, obviously Cisco's a large company, 66,000 employees, but many of these solutions are now available for small to mid-sized organisations as well. Things like telepresence, where you pay on a per-user basis from anywhere from 3 to 5 users upwards. Telepresence units, there are lower-end systems becoming available now with much lower bandwidth requirements. So, and you'll see a lot of solutions on the Cisco booth here around small, mid-size. So, don't get put off and think it's only for large companies. So in terms of some of the strategies we're working on in terms of going forward, some of these have been covered already, but openness is critically important, and interoperability. Flexible consumption with software as a service models, as well as on-premise and a hybrid type models. Social software I'm going to talk about in a few moments. Video becoming an embedded part of all of our communication tools, and secure intercompany. Now, what runs across all of this really is an integrated experience, which we think is critically important. So client devices that will run on desk phones, mobile phones, Macs, PCs, etc., and also embedded within your own business applications. So an integrated experience is actually critical, and we're putting a lot of R&D dollars into that particular area.